Okay, we will start. No issue.
Okay, sir.
So we are in continuation of canning operation. In earlier class, we have studied about the different steps involved in canning operation. So we have covered selection of raw materials, then processing, dredging, then dredged material we have treated with salt, blanched brine, then blanching treatment, then pre-cooking treatment. After all this treatment, we have filled the treated, salt treated, brine treated, cold blanch treated, or pre-cooked treated materials into the empty can. Then we have filled with a this filling medium, that is hot oil, hot sauce, vegetable, then tomato sauce. After filling of this solid and liquid media, we have clinched the lid of the can, and then we did exhausting. Exhausting, we did different steps involved: heat exhausting, steam exhausting, mechanical exhausting. And out of that, the best way of exhausting is the heat exhausting. Then after exhausting, we did coding, can coding. We have to uh, give a embossing on the can by a embossing machine. So there we will represent in the form of letter and code letter as well as in figure. So manufacturing date will be there, then packaging date will be there, expiry date will be there. So that coding we are giving to trace out the any defect is occurring. Then after coding, what we have to do? We have to seal the can with the help of double seaming machine. After double seaming machine, what we have to do? We have to wash the can. We have to wash the can. So that is the one of the step that is called as can washing. So what is happening in during the seaming process? Because our can is filled with a solid fish as well as the liquid medium. So while doing a seaming process, what will happen? These materials, solid piece as well as the liquid medium that is in the can, may spill during the seaming process. So the spilled oil or sauces or pieces of fishes, if it is happening during the can seaming, so that spilled pieces or spilled sauce, spilled oil, we have to wipe with a cotton this cloth, and then we have to wash. So for washing, generally we are using the hot detergent solution. What we are using? Hot detergent solution.
Detergent solution.
So this hot detergent solution that contains 1 to 1.5% sodium phosphate, and the temperature here we are applying is the 80 degrees C. If we are not cleaning the can after seaming, so whatever the pieces of fishes will be adhere to the can surface, and that adhering sauces, oil, or pieces of fishes, if we are not cleaning and directly we are loading into the retort, so what will happen? It may contaminate the retort. It may contaminate the retort in next batches of operation. It may clog it also. So this will be act as a source of contamination for the next batch. Again, if we are not removing and cleaning all these materials which adhere on the surface of the can, so what will happen? After retorting, if we are removing the can, and then if we are removing these pieces of fishes on the from the surface of the can, or so that then there is a chances that it may remove the lacquer from the can surface. If the lacquer is removed from the can surface, then it may cause corrosion because the area, the can is made up of steel, this iron, then above that will be tin alloy will be there, then chromium lacquer will be there. So this lacquering, if it is removed from the can surface, then this area is exposed to the atmospheric air, and this area will be suffer from corrosion. So that's why the can washing is important after can seaming or can double seaming. So for that, what we are doing, we are washing in a hot detergent solution which contains 1 to 1.5% sodium phosphate, and the temperature here we are applying is the 80 degrees C. Then after washing in the hot detergent solution, we have to rinse the can surface with a hot water. Why we are rinsing with hot water? To remove any detergent residue. Detergent residue, we are using the sodium phosphate. So if any sodium phosphate residue is there, that may also enhance the corrosion process. Okay. Then next, the most important step is the can thermal processing or sterilization. So thermal processing or sterilization, why we are doing, and this is the most important steps that we are applying in the canning operation. So this is called as the critical control point. If we are following the HACCP, so this is the most critical steps we are doing in the canning operation. So what we are doing, this sealed vast can, we are loading into the retort. Overpressure retort is there. So inside that retort, we are loading. So at the time of loading, we have to see the can arrangement. If it is proper, it is not there, then there will be not uniform distribution of steam. So we have to arrange in a proper manner. So here we are applying a predetermined time and temperature schedule, and we are using the saturated steam for thermal processing. So if we are doing thermal processing, we should have to take care. So first is the consumer safety. After retorting, if it is not a safe product and directly we are selling into the market, then there is a chance that it may harm the consumer. There will be several health issues because in canning, we are taking a reference organism, Clostridium botulinum. So if that organism present in the can, it may forms a toxin, and that toxin is a highly neurotoxic in nature. It may paralyzed if we are consuming such type of product. So consumer safety, that is the one care. Then we have to ensure the non-spoilage microorganism. Ensure non-spoilage microorganism that may present during the storage and distribution. Then proper cooking of the product. Whatever the heat temperature we are targeting or fixing during the retorting, that proper cooking of the can content should be there. If it is not there, then there will be several defects. That under processing can will be there, so it may cause spoilage. Then retention of the organoleptic characteristics. Why this is important? Because the organoleptic characteristics, if we are applying more temperature, then there is a chance that it may lose the nutritional quality, because we are applying a high temperature and high pressure. Then there is a chance that it may lose the organoleptic or nutrient loss will be there in our food. So complete sterility, we are not focusing in the canning or thermal processing or retorting. Why we are not focusing complete sterility? because if we are applying complete sterility in canning process, it may affect the nutritional quality. And there will be overcooking of can contents. And if it is overcooking, then again, the nutrient loss will be there. So that is not safe. So that is the detrimental effect of overcooking. So that we are not focusing about the complete sterility in thermal processing of can. Then there is a chances that bacteria, whether it is spore forming or non-spore forming, it may present in our canned food. And it may not spoil the content under the normal condition of storage. Why it may not spoil the contents under the normal condition of storage? Because whatever the filling media we are using, that oil we are using, so this oil may encapsulate the bacterial cell membrane. This oil may encapsulate the bacterial cell membrane. So if it is fat is encapsulating the bacterial cell membrane, so this encapsulating materials may be insensitive to heat if we are applying it in the retorting. So that is the dormancy of the bacteria, basically favored by the encapsulation of oil or fat over the bacterial cell membrane. So as long as the product is free from pathogen, it may be considered as a hygienically acceptable. And this hygienically acceptable given a rise, a concept of commercial sterility. So here, we are not applying a complete sterility in canned food. What we are applying? Instead of complete sterility, we are applying a commercial sterility. Now, what is the commercial sterility? So the definition of commercial sterility, it says it is a condition that we are achieving in the canned food. How we are achieving? With the application of heat in such a manner that the food is free from viable forms of microorganism, whether it is a public health significance or public non-health significance. This type of microorganism having a capacity to reproduce in the canned food while we are distributing the food. So that time there is a chance that this type of microbes may grow and reproduce. So that is the condition which we are achieving in the canned food. That is called as commercial sterility. How we are achieving? We are applying a heat. So if we are applying a heat, so whatever the public health significance, that means pathogenic microbes, or public non-health significance, that means the spoilage microorganism. So all these two microorganisms we are focusing to inactivate or kill, because these microbes may grow while we are storing the product or distributing the product. So that time there is a chances that this kind of microbes may grow over the fish and it may cause spoil the contents. So this implies the food may contains viable spores of thermophilic organism. We are means not giving a complete sterility. We are giving a commercial sterility. Only we are focusing the public health significance microbes or non-public health significance microbes. Then there is a chance that some of the viable spores of thermophilic microbes may present in our food. So that's why the commercially sterile food is a not a sterile food. We can't say it is a sterile food. Why? Because there is a chance that it may present some viable forms of thermophilic microorganism. So that's why commercially sterile foods are not a sterile food. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget, this is most important and most commonly in your competitive exam. Then another definition of commercial sterility that has been given by the Food and Agriculture Organization and World Health Organization Codex Alimentarius Commission that defines commercial sterility. It is also a condition to achieve. How we are achieving? By the application of heat, either application of heat or combination of other treatment, whether it is a salting or blanching or pre-cooking, exhausting. So that is the combination of other treatments that we are giving into the canning operation or canned food. So not only the heat, besides heats, other treatments if we are applying into the canned food in an appropriate manner, then there is a definitely that food will be free from microorganisms that may grow and reproduce into the food during the time of storage and distribution. So that's why this commercial sterility we are preferring if we are going into the producing the canned food. So this commercial sterility that implies doesn't recommend, doesn't kill all the microorganisms. Why? Because there is chances that some of the viable spores may be there in the canned food. That's why this food is not a sterile food or bacteriologically sterile food, we can say. Because here we are not applying a complete sterility. Only we are applying a commercial sterility. So that why commercial sterility? Because there will be some viable forms of thermophilic strain or microorganism will be there. When the favorable condition will come, that time it may grow and reproduce, and it may also spoil the content also. It may also produce some toxin also. Okay. Now, in the canned food, the important consideration we are taking in the canned fish is preventing the growth of Clostridium botulinum. This is the reference microorganism that we are taking into the canned food. So it is a food poisoning bacteria that can produce a highly lethal toxin under anaerobic condition. It is a thermophilic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria that may present in our canned food, and it may cause a highly lethal toxin, neurotoxin, that is called a botulinum toxin. So because of this production of botulinum toxin, it is neurotoxin in nature. So this sterilization process, which ensures destruction of Clostridium botulinum spore, will kill most of the microorganisms that may spoil the canned fish under normal condition of handling, distribution, and storage. So we have to focus to kill Clostridium botulinum. And for that, how much time and temperature we require to kill for the destruction of Clostridium botulinum spores. So if we are targeting such a temperature and targeting such a time to kill or destruct the Clostridium botulinum spore, so we are assuming that most of the organism may also kill. That's why in canning industry, the canning industry demand a reduction in the population of Clostridium botulinum by a factor of 10 to the power of 12, which is essential. That means out of 10 to the power 12 number of cans if we are producing, that means billions of cans if we are producing, then there is a chance that one can may contain spores of Clostridium botulinum. That is the survival probability of survival of Clostridium botulinum spores in canned fish. So that's why the canning industry, they are demanding we have to reduce the population of Clostridium botulinum by a factor of 10 to the power 12. Understood?
सर
Yes,
थर्मोफिलिक बैक्टीरिया भी तो कंटेमिनेशन कर सकता है सर.
definitely. जो टाइम और
तो फिर
टेम्परेचर हम क्लॉस्ट्रिडियम बोटुलिनम के लिए फिक्स कर रहे हैं, हो सकता है कुछ ऐसा भी थर्मोफिलिक माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म हो जो उस टेम्परेचर से ज्यादा पे वो सरवाइव कर सकता है. तो डेफिनेटली वो उस तरह का माइक्रोब्स हमारे कैन फूड में होंगे जो हमारे
कमर्शियल स्टेबिलिटी में तो थर्मोफिलिक तो रहता ही है, तो उस समय तो कंटेमिनेशन कर सकता है.
That's why we have to follow the step, scientific step. जब हम रिटॉर्टिंग करेंगे, जब हम थर्मल प्रोसेसिंग करेंगे, so one bacteria is there that is called as Bacillus stereothermophilus. ये बैक्टीरिया क्लॉस्ट्रिडियम बोटुलिनम से ज्यादा इसका हीट रेजिस्टेंस होता है. So what we are doing, अगर इस बैक्टीरिया के पॉपुलेशन और इसको इनएक्टिवेट करना है, तो इसका जो फेवरेबल कंडीशन है आफ्टर रिटॉर्टिंग, उसको हमें नहीं देना है, चांसेस ही नहीं देना है जो वो ग्रो करे. सो फॉर दैट व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, वी आर इमीडिएटली कूलिंग द कैन्स आफ्टर थर्मल प्रोसेसिंग. अगर इमीडिएटली हम कूल नहीं करेंगे, देन देयर इज अ चांसेस दैट दिस Bacillus thermophilic bacteria may grow and spoil the contents. So basically this bacteria spoil the can content that is called as flat sour spoilage that we are fishing in canned food. If there is a growth of Bacillus stereothermophilus, so this bacteria may spoil the can content, and that type of spoilage is called as flat sour spoilage, which occurring in our can if there is a growth of Bacillus stereothermophilus bacteria. Understood? So that's why
Yes,
we have to immediately cool the cans at 35 degrees centigrade. जैसे ही हमारा थर्मल प्रोसेसिंग ओवर होगा, इमीडिएटली हमको चिलिंग करना है, कूलिंग करना है. ठीक है? Now that this time temperature requirement that's needed to produce commercial sterility in canned food, it depends upon the different factors. First is the acidity of food. We have studied several classification of food based on the acidity or pH. So our fish and fishery products, if we are producing a canned fish, it comes under which kind of acidity of food? This question is for all. Fish and fishery product, it comes under which acidity of food? Hello? Hello?
ये शुद्ध
Tell.
सर एसिडिक नेचर बतलाना है सर.
No, we have studied the classification of food based on the acidity or pH. So fish and fishery products, it comes under which acidity of food? Having which what pH? Huh?
Low acid, sir. Low acid.
Correct. It is a low acid food. Having a pH?
5, sir. 5 and above.
No, 5.3 and above. So it also depends. It also depends on the acidity of food, number and types of microorganism. Why number and types of microorganism? Suppose initial load of microbes will be more. So we require a more times to kill the microbes. And also the type of microorganism. Suppose thermophilic microbes compared to Clostridium botulinum अगर ज्यादा है और उस तरह का बैक्टीरिया है तो we require more times to process, more time to give a heat treatment. Then also it depends upon the consistency of the food. Consistency of the food, that means the viscosity. Solid food and thick liquid. We are packing a solid dressed fish into the can, and also the liquid medium. So it depends upon the viscosity of the liquid medium or viscosity of the liquid, and also the solid food. बड़ा fish रहेगा, मोटा fish रहेगा, अगर surface area उसका कम रहेगा तो we require a more heat treatment. And last one is the storage condition of food after heat processing. So out of all these different factors, acidity of the food is more important. If the acidity will be higher, high acid food, it requires a less temperature and low time, less time. If it is basicity is there in the food or neutral food is there, it requires more time and more temperature to kill the microorganism. Then what we are focusing in the canned thermal processing, we have to kill the Clostridium botulinum spores, not a vegetative cells we are targeting. What we are targeting? To kill the Clostridium botulinum spore. And the center of the food must attain a temperature at temperature of 121.1 degrees C, or we can say 121 degrees C. For how much duration of times we have to give? 2.52 minutes. How much? 2.52 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
So this 2.52 minutes, how it is coming? जो can में हमने food डाला, the food we have packed into the can. So the center of the food must attain a temperature of 121.1 degrees C. If food is attaining 121.1 degrees C, from there we have to count 2.52 minutes. That is the process temperature and time for canned fish and fishery products. So this time and temperature is called as botulinum cook. Botulinum cook. At what temperature? 121.1 or 121 degrees C, we can say, no issue. For how much duration of time? 2.52 minutes. That means to reduce the probability of spore survival to 1 cans out of 10 to the power 12 numbers of cans. That means billions of cans if we are producing, billions of cans if we are producing. So billions of cans, 1 cans, definitely there will be survivability of Clostridium botulinum spores. It may survive in the can and it may produce a toxin that is neurotoxic in nature. You will be paralyzed if you are consuming such type of food, canned food. This is important. Most of the competitive exam, it comes botulinum cook, having a temperature, how much and how much time we are applying, and what microorganism we are taking as a reference microorganism. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, in thermal processing, what we are achieving? We are achieving sterilization. So this sterilization is coming from where? We are applying a steam. Steam we are applying over the can. Why we are applying steam over the can? To kill the bacterial, vegetative cells or spores. So generally inactivation of microbes is because of the coagulation of the protein. Bacterial cells are dying. Why? Because of the coagulation of the protein. And also the enzyme present inside the cell of the bacteria, that is the inactivation of enzyme. Because of these two factors, bacteria is going to kill. First is the coagulation of protein, and second is the inactivation of the enzyme. So bacteria is going to kill. So this sterilization action of steam, it depends on the ability to transfer the latent heat to surface of the cans. So latent heat is what? Change in state. Whether it is a solid, solid to liquid, liquid to gas, evaporation, then again condensation. So that is the transfer of latent heat to the cans. Then saturated steam we are applying in canning. So this saturated steam is more efficient compared to dry heat or superheated heat. The dry heat we are applying in our microbiology, this hot air oven, it is a dry heat. So compared to dry heat or superheated heat, our saturated steam is more efficient to kill microbial cell or microbial spores. Then also, sterilization action of steam also depends on uniform distribution of steam inside the retort. And before achieving the process temperature, what we have to do? We have to remove the air from the retort. जो हमारा microbiology lab है, we are having autoclave. In autoclave, we are not closing the lid in sterilization mode. Why we are not closing the lid in sterilization mode? Because whatever the air will be there inside the autoclave, that air we are venting out, we are removing from the autoclave. So like that, in canning or in retorting, we are venting out the air from the retort. So that is the most important. If we are not venting the air from the retort, it may cause the under processing of the can. So if air present in steam, it reduces the efficiency of the steam. How it will reduce the efficiency of steam? Because air is heavier than the steam. Air जो है हमारा वो heavy है compared to steam. So what will happen? They will form a stratified layer. जो inside the retort है, retort के नीचे वाली सतह पे हमारा air जाकर के एक layer बनाएगा, उसके ऊपर में हमारा steam का layer होगा. So air reduces the retort temperature unevenly because of the formation of stratified air and steam. Mixture of air and steam at any temperature is not as efficient as saturated steam at same temperature. अगर हम air और steam के mixture को लेकर के हम sterilize कर रहे हैं या thermal processing कर रहे हैं या retorting कर रहे हैं, that is not efficient as saturated steam at same temperature. That's why the saturated steam is more efficient compared to the dry heat or superheated steam or mixture of air and steam. Then what we are doing, we are using one thermocouple or thermometer we can say, जो कैन हमने फिल किया, जो हमारा बोटुलिनम कुक है, बोटुलिनम कुक बोलता है सेंटर ऑफ द कैन it must attain a temperature of 121 degrees C for a duration of 2.52 minutes. To measure the 121 degrees C at the center of the food, we have to inject a thermometer. We have to inject a thermometer at the center of the food. We have to insert a thermocouple probe at the center of the can content to measure the how much temperature the food has been achieved. If we have achieved 121 degrees Celsius, that means from there we have to count 2.52 minutes. Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
कुछ कंफ्यूजन हो तो यू कैन आस्क. क्या करना है? कैन हमारा स्टीमिंग किया, बंद करने के बाद में वॉश किया, वॉश करने के बाद में हमें रिटॉर्ट में डालना है. रिटॉर्ट में डालेंगे तो अच्छे से उसका अरेंजमेंट करेंगे तो देयर इज सम फैक्टर जो अभी हमने बताया. दैट फैक्टर वी हैव मस्ट हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. प्रोसेस टेम्परेचर हमें चाहिए ज्यादा अगर बैक्टीरियल लोड ज्यादा होगा. टाइप ऑफ बैक्टीरिया, अगर थर्मोफिलिक बैक्टीरिया अगर होगा तो अगेन हमारा प्रोसेस टाइम हमें ज्यादा लगेगा. So there, and then again after loading into the retort we have to remove the air from the retort. That is called as venting. That is important. Then we have to insert the thermocouple probe at the center of the can or canned food to measure the temperature, how much food has been achieved. Okay, and then what we have to do, close the retort का जो हमारा ये है door, and then we have to start the sterilization or retorting. So while
सर
we
तो लीड हटा के ही ना थर्मोमीटर देंगे?
लीड हटा के, हाँ, yes you can cut.
थर्मोमीटर देंगे.
लीड को हटाना नहीं है, लीड का जो
Yes.
सेंटर पोर्शन है ना उसको पंक्चर कर दो.
यस सर.
पंक्चर कर दो. You
यस
have to
सर.
measure the radius. जहाँ पे रेडियस है, सेंटर पोर्शन है, वहां पे पंक्चर करके प्रोब को इंसर्ट कर दो. इंसर्ट कर देंगे तो जब हमारा रिटॉर्ट का टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा तो डेफिनेटली बिकॉज वी आर अप्लाइंग ए सैचुरेटेड स्टीम ओवर द कैन सरफेस, तो कैन सरफेस पे हमारा